on camera. This naked man you're about to see gets into a wild fight with police. Now he faces numerous charges, including public indecency, resisting arrest. It all happened near Monument Circle in front of a crowd of witnesses, some of whom joined in a fight that had fists flying, tasers firing, and a naked guy flipping into the air.
I don't know. I like stopping to ask him. Oh shoot. Don't tase me, bro. Dude, oh my god. What? Back away, everybody else, back away! Back away! Back away! Let him go! Yeah, great. Holy shit. That was great. Yeah, I don't know the drunk guy, I know the guy that took it down. I don't. Jeez, man. Jeez. This guy's like a ninja, man. Holy crap. No way. I just got all that. That was crazy. My name's Nico Lawrence. Everyone know get out of here, man. Yeah, you're not part of the show right now. That guy's strong, man. I don't understand. I don't know how he did that. He's got to be on, like, yeah, something, man. So much. You have no idea.
Did you run?
Oh, dude, you missed so much.
You ran?
Dude, you have no idea. I'll show you the whole video later.
Not bad, huh?
Dude, crazy. Crazy.
Back up.
Sure. You got it.
What happened?
Yeah, I got it all, man. I'm telling you, like, the guy, like, fought, like, three different cops, punched one of the cops. He was getting tased. Did, like, some kind of ninja kick. It was crazy. If you guys actually need any kind of strap, I I mean, I got him from the very back all the way up to here. I can give you guys my card, and if you guys need any kind of documentation or something like that that's been going on, I can use contact me, and I'll send it to you. Okay.
A naked man comes out, and it just kind of went from there.
The photographer, who doesn't want to be identified, says the situation quickly got violent as police and passers-by confronted the naked man. One of the officers used her taser to subdue him.
Oh! He got hit with it and got taken down from behind from one of the gentlemen in the suits. And that was that. And I thought it was all over after that.
It wasn't over yet. The suspect kept struggling and kicking the officers even as he was shocked with the taser again. He finally broke free, flipping in the air and then running off.
This guy's like a ninja, man. Holy crap!
He was calling out for him to stop. I mean, I would have been doing the same exact thing. Tasers probably don't feel too good.
With the help of another citizen, police finally cuffed and arrested the naked man. The photographer posted this video on YouTube, but he says he feels sorry about all the attention it's gotten on the internet. He says everyone makes mistakes.
We all make bad mistakes in life sometimes, and it's just too bad when somebody has a camera and it gets out to the public.
Yeah, something, man.
Okay, we know you have a lot of questions. Here's some answers. The naked man has been identified as 27-year-old David Martin of Indianapolis. What was he on? Well, he told police he had been smoking spice that night. And as far as the officers are concerned, who fought with him and suffered those injuries that you saw, none of those injuries were serious.
Authorities say shots were fired when the suspect lunged towards the officer, and it happened at the Heights at Chambly off Chambly Tucker Road. Our Kevin Wilson joins us now with the investigation that has now been handed over to the GBI, Kevin.
So far, what happened in this parking lot is not being debated. We've heard versions of what happened from both police and witnesses, and those stories are consistent. What an investigation will determine is if a DeKalb County police officer was justified to shoot the man. Police were called to the Heights apartments by a 911 caller who said a suspicious man was running through the complex.
Caller reported a male acting deranged, knocking on doors and crawling around on the ground naked.
When officers arrived, they found the man completely unclothed in the parking lot. Oscar Perez told me through an interpreter what he saw happen next.
The man, he was like drugged, but he was naked, and he like he was crawling, and I think the police officer thought he was gonna attack, so he shot him.
That story jibes with what police said at a news conference late this afternoon.
When the male saw the officer, he charged, running at the officer. The officer called him to stop while stepping backwards, drew his weapon, and fired 2 shots.
Police said no weapon was found at the scene, and it appears that the man was unarmed. One of the questions that will be raised during an investigation will be whether the officer could have used a lesser alternative force to subdue the man.
Yes, he was equipped with all the, all the appropriately issued police equipment, including taser.
And also pepper spray, according to Dr. Alexander. He said in order to be as transparent as possible, he has asked the GBI to conduct this investigation. He says the department wants to be as fair as possible to both the officer and the victim who died. Live in DeKalb County, I'm Kevin Rosen. Brenda?
Unarmed. So a witness to the fatal police shooting of a naked, unarmed man here said that the man had approached the officer with his hands in the air, prompting the frightened officer to shoot at close range with a handgun. The witness explains further that he was naked and on all fours in the parking lot when the police officer, who is white, arrived in his squad car parking a good distance away. When Mr. Hill saw the officer, he stood up and moved towards him with his hands raised, and the officer, obviously frightened, yelled for him to stop. The witness said that he did not see a scuffle, but that he did see the officer pull out the handgun and shoot Mr. Hill. So obviously this is awful. This is our 3rd fatal police shooting of an unarmed black man in the past 5 days. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is examining the shooting, and the officer was placed on administrative leave pending the results of the investigation. So the shooting here took place outside of a residential complex in the area, and residents of this complex have come out to talk about how they knew Mr. Hill saying that he was a common friendly person, that he used to pick up trash at a nearby playground. A cousin of Mr. Hill's mother said that he was a veteran of the Air Force and that maybe he was having some difficulties with his medication. But clearly, at this time, he was not an imminent threat to the police officer. He's had his hands up with nothing in his hands.
Yeah.
Well, not just nothing in his hands. I mean, the guy's naked. He literally could not have hidden the weapon anywhere.
Right.
This has now gotten to an absurd level. I mean, if we made up a scenario like this, I mean, would they shoot an unarmed guy even if he was naked? You'd say, oh, come on, man, don't be ridiculous, right? No, you're being unfair to the cops. They obviously wouldn't do that. No, they would do that, and they just did do that.
Right.
And yet another case where the officer's white and a guy who shot is black. And, okay, that's one part of it. But to me, the fact pattern is, that's most important is no mid-measures. There's no, hey, let me tackle the guy. Hey, let me call for backup. Hey, this guy's obviously crazy. He's naked and running around. He's obviously got some sort of issues. Now, in this case, maybe it was PTSD because he was a veteran. I don't know, right? And no taser, no pepper spray. Immediately go nuclear. This guy clearly cannot do any lethal damage to you. He has no weapon whatsoever. There's never been a clearer case. You execute him anyway.